So the order has come from Berlin to teach only German in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine. The new master comes tomorrow. This is your last French lesson. I want you to be very attentive. So M. Hamel addresses the children in the class, the students in the class, and he says that he gives the news that from Berlin, the order had come from the next day, the lessons would be taken by the German teacher who would be coming there, and therefore he wanted the students to attend the last French class with full attention. What a thunderclap these words were to me. That is what a thunderclap means. That is, it refers to a shock and surprise for little Franz, that these words were a kind of shock and surprise to him. Oh, the wretches, that was what they had put up at the town hall. So, what is the meaning of wretches? That is, he is referring villains. That is, he refers to the news which was on the bulletin board while he was crossing near the town hall, that he saw the Prussians were putting on the notice that from the next class, German will be taken up. My last French lesson. Why? I hardly knew how to write. I should never learn any more. I must stop there then. So, little Franz regrets that day was his last French lesson. And why? He at that time, he hardly knew his French language. And he also was very sorry that he would not learn the French language anymore. Oh, how sorry I was for not learning my lessons, for seeking birds' eggs. That is, he was more interested to attend the bird's nest, the eggs in the bird's nest, or going sliding on the Saar. Saar is a river in France. So he says that how he would go sliding on the Saar and enjoy his days. My books that had seemed such a nuisance a while ago, so heavy to carry, my grammar and my history of the saints, were old friends now that I could not give up. So he realizes his mistake, and he understands the books of grammar and history which were very heavy for him just a while ago was no more heavy for him, because he started clinging to his own mother language, own country's language, that is French language. He was very interested at that moment to carry on with the last lesson. And M. Hamel, too, the idea that he was going away, that I should never see him again, made me forget all about his ruler and how cranky he was. So he was also, Franz was also realized that he suddenly, from that moment, he started liking his teacher, his cranky teacher. Cranky means very ill-tempered teacher, M. Hamel, as he refers. And he also forgot about all the rulers he used to take. Poor man, it was in honor of this last lesson that he had put on his fine Sunday clothes. And now I understand why the old men of the village were sitting there in the back of the row. So one after the other, Franz was understanding that why there was so much change on that particular last lesson. That why the old men of the village were sitting there, why M. Hamel was dressed in a special way on that day. It was because they were sorry too that they had not gone to school more. It was their way of thanking our master for his 40 years of faithful service and of showing their respect for the country that was theirs no more. So, little Franz, he understands that the old villagers, old men of the village, why they were all attending. It was a kind of showing their thankfulness to the teacher, M. Hamel, who was who was there in that school teaching for 40 years. And it was a kind of gesture they wanted to show to their country and their teaching. While I was thinking of all this, I heard my name called. It was my turn to recite. What would I not have given to be able to say that dreadful rule or for the participle all through very loud and clear? So here in the previous video we had done till there, when he realizes, Franz realizes his mistake of not attending the class, and then also observes that why the class was very special on that day, why the old villagers were all attending, why his teacher M. Hamel was wearing his best clothes, because that was the last lesson of French language. Because from the next day, the German language was to start as the order had come from Berlin. So here, as he was thinking of all this, he heard his name to recite the chapter on participles. But he is unprepared with the chapter. And without one Mr. But I got mixed up. So he was very much wanting to repeat to the chapter very well, but he got mixed up on the first words and stood there looking on to my desk, my heart beating and not daring to look up. I heard M. Hamel say to me, "I won't scold you, little Franz. You must feel bad enough. See how it is. Every day we have said to ourselves, bah, I have plenty of time. I'll learn it tomorrow. And now you see where we have come out." So M. Hamel is very considerate on that day, and the teacher he is, that he is a strict teacher, changed on that day. He says that it was not the mistake of Franz, but it was a common behavior of all the people to procrastinate, to delay the things for the next day. So he accepts Franz's mistake, and he tells that it is the mistake of everyone. That's the great trouble with Elsie. She puts off learning till tomorrow. Now those fellows out there will have the right to say to you, "How is it you pretend to be Frenchmen and you can neither speak nor write your own language?" So M. Hamel points out that it is the mistake of all the people of Alsace. And here he mentions those people. Who are those people? That is the Prussians. They would ridicule them that what they have done, being Frenchmen, they don't even know how to learn how to speak or write their language. But you are not the worst. Poor little Franz. We have all a great deal to reproach ourselves with. So M. Hamel says that only Franz is not responsible. All the people can reproach themselves for this. That reproach means to blame themselves for this, that they don't know their own language, own mother language of their country. Your parents were not anxious enough to have you learn. So the mistake also he points out towards the parents, that the parents were also not serious with their children to learn the language. And what did the parents do instead? They preferred to put you to work on a farm or at the mills so as to have a little more money. And I've been to blame.